Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sri Lankan Sammy here, retired with mom and dad. Let's check the live feed. All right, that sounds okay. Let's just make sure it sounds a little bit better because I'm really having trouble with this microphone. Yeah, that sounds okay. That sounds okay. I'm not happy with this microphone or this microphone setup. It's like I have to shout into the microphone right into it. I'd like a microphone that is like a little bit hidden and a little further away. I think I just have to get a new cable here. I think this cable is a little old. So I just have to get a new cable because it was fine when it was like far away. But now it's given me headaches. Let's just double check and make sure I have the settings okay. Microphone, default microphone. Yes, I only have one microphone. It's always giving me headaches. Anyways, guys, welcome to the show. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy. Thank you for joining me. Please comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking. What you guys want to hear. What you guys are interested in. See here, studio quality, yes. And let's just double check and make sure it sounds good. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. I don't like that. So let's try this again and test that and see if that sounds good. Still doesn't sound good. But hey, let's play with what we got, right? Anyway. So guys, lots to digest today. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about, so hot. It's only 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning here in Sri Lanka, and it is hot. So we have a lot to digest today, a lot to go over. The main topic for today is our midweek podcast. Thank you for joining. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. I am a Canadian Sri Lankan living in Sri Lanka, living life, semi-retired life. And we talk about my life, basically, and how my day-to-day living is as an expat, as a semi-retired expat living in Sri Lanka. What is it like? And what can it be like for you? And then we also broach topics that got me here so that you guys can kind of maybe learn, I hope, or learn what not to do. Because I'm no expert. I've made a lot of mistakes. So that's where I am here today to talk to you about. And I truly appreciate your support. So if you like what you see, please click the link, go to the main channel, check out a couple of my videos. There's some fun videos, there's some interesting videos, and there's some educational videos too. So check it out. And if you like the channel, please support by, doing the needful, like, subscribe, comment, watch a commercial, or if you want to support, buy me a coconut. That goes straight to our charity. Details in the link. All right, so today, let's take a look. All right, so today we're going to talk about working vacation. So I'm still working. I've got another 2.5 years, maybe 3, where I have to work. So I'm 56. I will be 57 in 6 months. So I have 2.5 years left, or 3.5, something like that, before I get my pension. I'm not relying on pension, but that's just going to be a sweet bonus. But I have 2 more years where I'll hit my number where I can now live off of passive income. Interest derived from my investments. Speaking of investments, yesterday's stock market was huge. I have I invested in the Sri Lankan stock market in August of last year, and we're coming up on 1 year, 10 months now, and I am at 50% profit. 50% on my investments. It's never been that high. The highest I had was like 47. Yesterday was 52. Today is a huge sell-off for profit taking on one stock, which is Dialogue, which is my tech stock. My telecom stock. It was always flat, and in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it has shot up to 105% profit on my investment. 105. Today it's clawed back a little bit for profit taking, but my telecom stock is 105%. My banking stock is 85%. My oil is 31%. My alcohol is 21%, and my tobacco is 12%. So really good investments. My gold is up 30%. My term deposits are running anywhere from 14 to 20% because I invested a long time ago. And then what I'm going to do is, because interest rates have gone down and the stock market, I think, is going to plateau in the next year, and gold is going to flatten out a little bit, I'm going to invest in what's called a venture fund, which is a 2 to 5 year investment plan with my stock broker, my brokerage house. They have a Vantage fund, which is a middle risk investment against the market. So I'm going to throw all my money into that this year. Investments are doing well. I just saw the new airplane fly by. So Sri Lankan Airlines bought or leased a new airplane, a new A330, and it did a flyby in Colombo. So it flew from France to Colombo and flew past the downtown 2 times, and then flew to the airport. And we live by the airport, so it flew right past here, so I got to see it. I was tracking it on Flight Radar. It was very interesting. What else? I'm sleeping last night. Here's a little funny story. Squirrel! Get distracted. Yeah, huge pullback on my stock. It's now down 1%, which is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I never worry about day-to-day fluctuations. I'm still at a profit. Even if it drops 5%, I'm still in profit. Don't watch your stocks daily. Watch them quarterly. That's what you should do. If you watch your stocks daily, you're a day trader. If you're a buy and hold, don't look at them. Just have markers where if it drops below that, you should be notified. And also I get dividends. I just got dividends just a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, where'd this money come from? Oh, free money. Thank you. All Sri Lankans who are drinking and smoking. That's a joke. Anyway, I'm sleeping last night, and it's hot, so I don't use aircon. So the door, I have the windows and doors. I have a door to my bedroom that goes out of the patio, but it has a screen. Now the screen's not 100% because it's one of those parting screens. So it's not 100% sealed. So I'm sleeping last night. And you can see where this is going. Gosh, it's hot. And I feel something jump on my back. Now, living in Sri Lanka for 3 years, I am not afraid of things in the house anymore. Because if you have been following me for any particular amount of time, you know the adventures I've had with creepy crawlies in my house. We have outdoor cockroaches that come inside and die in the bathroom. When I first came here, they scared the bejeebus out of me. Now I couldn't care less. I have had wolf spiders bigger than my hand crawl across my desk, not upstairs, but downstairs. I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Huge fellows like this. And one of them had babies on their back when I killed it. One time I put my hand against the wall, behind me here, to turn on the light. And I looked, and I didn't have my glasses on. And I looked up, and there was a shadow there. And what the hell is that? Put my glasses on, it was a huge spider. And then when I killed it, another one popped up. Oh my gosh, it was like the craziest thing, that they were living under my desk. How dirty is my desk? But that was downstairs. Now that I'm upstairs, it doesn't happen anymore. So I feel something on my back. I jump out of bed and I turn on the light, grab my glasses, and I look, and it was a frog, a little tiny frog. I thought it was a gecko, but it was a little tiny frog. I tried to catch it, but it ran into a corner, jumped into a corner. I don't know where it is, somewhere in the house, somewhere in my room. I'm not worried by it. Even if it was a gecko. Like now when I open doors and fridges and things, I see a gecko, it doesn't startle me. It used to. Now I'm like, whatever. Because coming from South Korea, the only thing you'll see is maybe a spider or a cockroach, depending on where you live. Korea has a lot of infestation of indoor cockroaches because it's so old. So I've never been a fan of spiders. Mom is not a fan of snakes. We had a snake on the balcony just a little while ago. And we have field mice and things like that. So yeah, that was a little adventure last night. And then yesterday I went to the hospital to get my MRI. What an adventure. So let me tell you, first of all, I don't understand how Sri Lankans talk to each other. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming the culture or the people or whatever, but I don't understand this and I need people to help me, okay? Because I've lived here for 3.5 years and I still don't understand how they communicate to each other. First of all, speak up. I understand it's cultural that you don't want to be disrespectful and yell, but I can't hear you. And I have good hearing. And I'm sitting right next to you and you're mumbling. Second of all, you don't speak English as native, so your accent is difficult for me to understand, so speak up, okay? Number two, I went to the hospital, and let me tell you something, the facilities are excellent, top-notch. The appointment setting and the structure of how you do it is 70%. And that's that's because it's a system of it's the old style system where there's checks and balances, right, to avoid corruption. But you have to go to one place to get your appointment, then you have to go to another place to pay it, then you have to go to another place to get it confirmed. So you have to go around 5 times. That's not an issue. I understand that's never going to change. But Sri Lankan medical system is that I can book an appointment with a doctor and it's paid. I get a notification. I get a notification when the doctor shows up, so I know that they're arriving. Then here's another problem: is you set an appointment for 9 o'clock. Sometimes the doctor doesn't come till 10, which is kind of a pain in my ass. I don't like that because I'm waiting around. The second thing is that I don't know if I picked the right type of doctor, because I just picked the doctor. Like if I need something done with my eyes, which doctor do I go to? So what you should do is, if you know what it is, then you can book it. But if not, you go to the hospital and you go to the e-channeling, it's like what they call it, is the doctor's appointment. And you book an appointment with the doctor that they suggest for your type of affliction. So, but I'm intelligent enough, I can figure it out. So I go there for my MRI, and sorry, just a second. I go there for my MRI, and I'm already registered because I registered online. So they have all my information. I've been there to that hospital before. I'm in their system. And then they give me a paper form to fill out. Excuse me. my name, my address, my phone number, my ID number, and my next of kin. And I'm like, before I start filling out, I said, but I'm a patient here. You have my information. Oh, but you still need to fill this out. And I'm like, I wanted to just say, like, why? And that's stupid. But I understand it because it's a paper record of the next process. Why they couldn't print it out on a piece of paper already is beyond me. If you want to go back to my customer service rant videos, you can check those out because there's a long one there about why a digital telecom company needs a piece of paper filled out in person with proof that I am the customer to make a move internally inside the house. It'll help me understand that. Anyway, I spoke directly with the CEO of the company, or the CF, one of the C-level guys. Anyway, so I fill out this piece of paper. Then I go sit with the admitting doctor for the MRI. It says doctor. I don't know who this person was, but they sure as hell were not intelligent. So I have to bring all of my previous medical stuff. They don't keep files at the hospital. It's not like a doctor's office. The doctors come and they pay a fee to come in residence at the hospital, and then they make money from that. That's how it works. So they're traveling doctors. They travel between hospitals. So that's why they don't keep records. The records are given to the patient. The patient keeps all of their records. So I have my records, and I've given them to them prior to this meeting with this doctor. They know what I'm supposed to do. They have the prescription from my previous doctor. So now this doctor asks me some questions, right? Do you have any allergies? Do you have hypertension? This is the intake into the MRI for safety. And then she asks a question. She points to the name of the doctor, and she says the doctor's name. And I'm like, okay. And then she says the doctor's name again. And I said, are you telling me the doctor's name, or are you asking me a question? And she just looks at me and she goes, this is the doctor? I go, yeah, it's right there. Like, that's the doctor that prescribed it. And then she's like, okay. I'm like, what was your question? Like, the answer is right there. Like, are you asking me that this, what is written on the piece of paper signed by the doctor, is the doctor's name? Like, I don't understand the question or the purpose of asking me the doctor's name. And then she starts asking me about my lower back. I said, no lower back. Didn't you read the diagnosis right there? It's my neck and my arm. And then she starts reading something about the elbow. I said, no elbow. It's my neck. Didn't you read the prescription, the consultation prescription? I'm like, Jesus Christ, woman. Then she says the word x-rays. And I'm like, what? X-rays what? Like, have you had x-rays? Like, today or ever in my life? She goes, regarding this. I get, again, since this date on this consultation in 2022, I have had nothing. We are taking this consultation from 2022 and repeating it today to compare the two. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand? We're taking this exact consultation, this exact work that you did 3 years ago, and we're doing the exact same thing, and we're going to compare the results. She just looks at me. I'm like, are you asking me a question, or are you telling me something? Like, ask me a sentence. Don't just say random words. That is so frustrating for you. That is the one thing that frustrates me, is not clear communication. It's the one problem I have with Mom. She doesn't clearly communicate. Like, she's having a conversation in her head, and then she starts speaking as if I was privy to the conversation she had in her head. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. After this, I had to go book an appointment with the orthopedic surgeon. So I go to the e-channeling desk, and and I have a piece of paper with 3 doctors' names on it, signed by my orthopedic doctor. These are the orthopedic surgeons I need to. One of the 3 I need to go to. So I hand it to the woman. I said, I would like to book an appointment with one of these 3 doctors any Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after 4 p.m. She looks at me, and she looks at the list, and then she points to a doctor's name, and she says the doctor's name. And I said, are you asking me what the doctor's name is, or are you telling me the doctor's name? She points to the doctor's name and says it again. And I'm like, could you ask me a question and just instead of just saying random words? I don't understand what you're asking me. I don't understand. And then somebody else comes by and says, okay, there's only this one doctor is at this hospital. I said, fine. I said any one of the 3. Like, now I'm frustrated because I've already pissed off from the previous person. So I look at her, I said, please ask me a question. Just don't say words. Ask me a question in a full sentence so I understand what you want. She just looks at me and I'm like, I'm about to get upset. And she says, all right, well, we have an appointment on Tuesday. I said, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday after 4 p.m. We have Thursday. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday after 4 p.m. We don't have any Saturday or Sunday. Friday after 4 p.m. Finally, I gave up and I just said, what's the next available one? Okay, I'll move my schedule. Jeez. Working with people, it's not just Sri Lankan, it's any human being. Clearly communicate, please. Driving me insane. Anyway, so we went to the MRI. Here's the funny story. Finally, to get the long story short, I get in the MRI machine. Now, this is the 3rd MRI I'm going to be going for. I've had 2 MRIs in the past with no problems. I get in the machine, and I'm going to say this, it's probably not the same machine because it was a lot smaller. And even thinking about it now, I had a panic attack or I had claustrophobia or something. I got out of that. Even now, thinking about it, my head is spinning. And I'm slightly claustrophobic, but I've never had a panic attack. Never. I got in that machine, 5 seconds, get out. My heart rate is up just now thinking about it. So I got out, I felt nauseous, I felt cold sweat. I drank some water, I took a rest for a minute or 2, and I got back in. I said, no, I can't do it. I was in for about 2-3 minutes. I said, nope, can't sit here for 25 minutes. Nope. Even thinking about it now, So now they gave me a refund, which was great, but I still have the appointment for next week with the orthopedic. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to go to them and I'm going to say, listen, I can't do an MRI. It's not possible unless I'm knocked out. Okay, not even tranquilizer. I can't be awake. So unless you guys knock me out, which I'll authorize and I'll pay for. But I'm not going in there again. So here's my old scans. Here's my symptoms. Should we have surgery? My orthopedic doctor said no. But she's not an expert, right? She's external, not in. Well, I don't know what. She said you need to go to a surgeon to decide. So the surgeon will look at this and then the consultation. And then probably, she said they'll suggest before surgery because it's not debilitating. I haven't had an issue now since I got back from Thailand. Only in Thailand, like for the 2 months I was away, was I in pain. And that's because I was sitting incorrectly. I didn't have this kind of a chair where I'm leaning back. Like I'm technically like this. I'm leaning sideways. If you guys want to see. This is how I'm sitting. Right? So face forward like this, it doesn't look like I'm leaning back. But look how far back I'm leaning. I'm actually like almost lying down. The way I have my camera set up, it looks like I'm sitting. but I'm actually leaning up. If I sit, here I am sitting. Here I am, and this is so comfortable, and my legs are stretched out straight on a pillow, like on a cushion ottoman. So I'm lying down. My arms are stretched out, my shoulders are back, my neck is supported by this pillow. So I have no pressure on my neck. But when I'm sitting in a chair, then I'm having problems. So this comes now to the next story. So anyway, I probably will get shots. I don't need surgery. It's not to that point. If I sit comfortably and I do my physiotherapy, I shouldn't need surgery, is what she said. Now, this comes to my next story. My staycation. Not staycation, my working vacation. So I need to get out of here. Can't go in October. Don't want to wait till February. So I've decided that for Christmas, I'm going to go away. Now, I don't like to waste money on unnecessary expenses. So if I can maximize my time in a place with one flight, then I'm going to do that. So here's the issues. So I want to meet Lady Sarah in February for 2 weeks. So wherever we are going to meet is where I'm going to stay until February. Now, Thailand only allows 90 days and then another 30 to 90 days extension. They might change that to 30 days and then a 30-day extension. So I have to go on the premise that I only have 60 days in Thailand. So 60 days behind March 3rd is January. I can't wait till January. It's too expensive. I need to be wherever I am in early December to capture cheaper prices. So here, and then I said, okay, well, let's do Philippines. I'll do Cebu because my best friend is living there and he can help take care of me and I can socialize more. He has a motorcycle club there, he has friends, and I'll join right in, which is what I did when I was in Cebu 2 years ago. I joined right in with the crew. And he's one of my best friends from Korea, an American, and he's become a homebody like me. So it's going to be perfect. He's married now, and perfect situation. I'll work and I'll play. But Cebu is a city, not a beach town. Lapu-Lapu on Mactan Island is a, excuse me. On Mactan Island is a party, is a beach town. So what am I going to do? Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I got a throat. Don't know what's wrong with my throat today. Not sick. Because I wore a mask when I went to the hospital. Because there's a new COVID going around. So I wore a mask the whole time. Anyway, so I could go to Cebu and I can go for as long as I want because you can get a visa for 3 years. It's kind of expensive after like 6 months. And I don't want to go for that long. I'll get bored if I stay there for more than 3 or 4 months. So here's the plan. I said, okay, because I really want to treat myself. So what did I decide on? I'm 90% decided on this. Okay, 90% this is what's going to happen, and it's all based on the contract that I'm going to get in the next 2 weeks. Once that contract is confirmed and I can guarantee how much money is coming in, because that contract is a guaranteed contract. It's a no show pay contract, which means even if they don't show, I still get paid. There is a minimum amount that those students have to do in 6 months, and that is exactly how much I'm going to get paid. I can make more, but I know there's a minimum amount, and it's a huge amount of money. It's like I said, this contract is usually this is my 3rd year, and I'll get a raise. This is my 3rd year of this contract, 4th year of this contract, and it always works out to be about a year's average pay in 5-6 months. And I love it because towards the end, like October, November, December, the students stop showing up. They don't even bother, but because they know that I'm just going to check it off as yes, they made the class, or they come late or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. You just do whatever you do. I know how busy you are. Love it. So anyway, once I get that contract, then I will decide. So by July 1st, I'll decide, and then I'll pay for everything by July 15th, because that's when my credit card is due. So here's the plan. November 6th for 1 month in Pattaya. December 4th till February 15th in Cebu City until Lady Sarah arrives, and then 2 weeks, February 15th to March 1st in Bohol. That's the plan. And the reason why is because, like I said, I want to treat myself. And here's the treat. So, Pattaya City, I have my choice of Pratumnak condo or Jomtien condo. And I have always wanted to stay at the Copacabana. The Copacabana is the premier location. Now it is a studio, which means that I will have to set up on this little table, sit on the floor, right, with my legs stretched out and put pillows behind my head, which I've done before. It's not a big deal, okay? And set myself up on this little table. But it's a studio with a nice view and a small balcony in the bedroom. Bedroom's a queen-size bed, luxury everywhere. But there's the view from the balcony, so I'll see a sunset every night. And that's Pattaya there. So I'm about 20 minutes south of Pattaya. But this condo, just look at it. It is brand new. It's less than a couple of years old. It's called the Copacabana. And it's got a rooftop infinity pool on the 59th floor. Just stunningly beautiful. And it's got another couple of pools. It's got 5 pools. And it's not that expensive for 1 month. It's about $1,500 for 1 month. And that includes internet, electricity, water, everything. No other charges, no deposits, nothing. Or I can stay at this place, which is in Pratumnak. It's a 1 bedroom, really nice place, but no view. I can set up in the bedroom, or I can move the desk from the bedroom. Nice desk, nice chair. I mean, look at that. That is perfect. That is an absolute perfect desk chair. Look at that. Lots of space. Perfect setup for me to work. Right? Beautiful, clean. Look at that. No view, but decent kind of like, I mean, it's quiet. There's never any sunshine in here the way the building is set up to the pool. They didn't show the bathroom, but the bathroom has, it's a table sink. I don't like the pedestal sink. And this is also not too bad. It's about 900 for 1 month. And that also includes utilities. So 1 month, I'm 50-50 split. I'm leaning towards going the luxury route. Or maybe I'll spend 2 weeks in one unit and 2 weeks in another, if they let me book it for 2 weeks. Because under Thai law, you cannot book an apartment for less than 30 days, 29 days. I'm 50-50 torn between which one I want because of the desk situation. That is my key thing. That was the problem I had in Thailand last year. So I'm going to spend 1 month there. And then I'll go to Cebu City, and I'll be staying in the center of Cebu City. So Lapu-Lapu City is this is the beach town, and all the hotels are over here. That's where I stayed last time. I was in this area at the Shangri-La. And so my friend lives around here. This is improper. This place is not there. So my friend lives here. This place is over here, right next to the golf course in this area here. It's called the One Oasis Golf Club. So my friend lives here, and I'm going to be staying here. So I'm going to be staying here for December, January, and half of February, so 2.5 months. This place is nice. And this also includes all the utilities. And whoever did it, like 100 pictures of the living room, 100 pictures of the kitchen. So it has 2 bedrooms, one for kids, one for adults. And the adult bedroom has a desk and a chair, a somewhat okay chair, right? Somewhat okay chair. It's on a lower floor, like 2nd or 3rd floor, city view. But the facilities are incredible. The grounds are huge. Pool, basketball court, gym, everything you would need. In a really nice area. So this is a nice place that I found in Cebu. So I'll stay there for 2.5 months. And then in Bohol, I haven't decided where we're going to stay. I haven't done a lot of research, but it looks like I'm going to choose like this place here, which is a developed property. Lady Sarah and I will stay here. I mean, this is just a place for us to sleep because we're not going to really stay there. We're going to go out into the ocean every day, which is just a 900-meter walk from this place. But I did find another place called And this is a private 2-bedroom apartment, condo, whatever you want to call it. And for some strange reason, it is ridiculously expensive on Airbnb. Whereas this is like $900 for 2 weeks. On Airbnb, her place is over $2,500 for 2 weeks. But she told me, I messaged her, I Googled it, I found her WhatsApp number and I contacted her, and she said it's $600 for a month by contacting her directly. I don't understand it. I got to double check this and see what the heck is going on. But it's a private beachfront infinity pool, 2-bedroom, open concept. There's the kitchen, there's the living room, and there's the pool. The bedrooms are upstairs behind. This is one of the bedrooms. That's the view. I mean, come on. That's a bedroom. This is not the bed. The bed is over here. This is just, it's a living room in the bedroom. And then the other bedroom is here. So again, just someplace to sleep, right? But look at that. This is not a hotel unit. This is a house that's all yours. I can't believe the price that she quoted me. There's something going on there. I got to figure it out. Anyway, so that's my plan. And then what'll happen is, so I'm going to fly to Bangkok, and then on Sri Lankan Airlines, and then fly on Cebu Pacific from Bangkok to Cebu. And I'm going to stay inside the airport. And then fly back to the airport and stay inside the airport for a couple of hours. And then fly back on Sri Lankan Airlines. If I was going to go direct to Cebu, I would have flown Singapore Airlines, business class. It would have been a heck of a lot more money. And they fly to Hong Kong, and I would have spent 2 hours in Hong Kong and then fly to Cebu. So, but this is the plan I have. This is the plan I have. The adventure I'm going to have. So I'm going to spend Christmas and New Year in Cebu with my friend. I'm going to spend 1 month in Thailand with Alex and his friends and everyone that I know there. Hopefully Anuj can come and hang out with me for a little bit. I will continue working, but I'll take 1 day off a week where I can go out and enjoy the beach once a week. If I'm living at either place, I'll have a swimming pool that I can get into. But what I want, that's why I'm leaning towards the luxury place, the Copa, because if I'm going to be working, which I am, to help pay for the trip. And when I mean working the UK job, because that's the odd hours, right? The UK job is going to be the crazy hours, because it's like during the daytime. I really can't fudge it too much. If I am sitting at a pool, because I don't have to have a camera, I just have to have internet access. And if I Wi-Fi hotspot from my phone to my laptop, I'm good to go, because it's just voice and here's the beautiful thing. The application takes all the notes. I don't have to write anything down. I just have to memorize my script. Everything is recorded so that I can just say it in the recording and it's transcribed later. Oh, okay, so you want to have a meeting at Friday? Okay, I'll send you a message and confirm all of that. And I just have to have internet access on my phone so that I can see the calendar to set an appointment for for the client if they want to book an appointment. So I have to have access to my boss's calendar. So that's very easy to do. Oh, I can just sit there on the beach with a headset and a microphone and just click and work. Oh, it's just going to be beautiful. Lying back on a chair, just watching. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a wired headphone, not a wireless, a wired headphone. Then I don't have to worry about power or connectivity, right? So get a wired headphone into my laptop, get a battery bank for my laptop, a powerful one. I can pick that up in Thailand. Should I pick that up in Thailand? I gotta see how long my computer lasts. I gotta do a test of how long my laptop would last. I'm 90% sure I can find a power cord. By a pool, no. See, that's the thing. I don't know what it's like up there. So I have to either ask or, have a contingency plan in place for power. Or just go for like an hour instead of like the whole 2 hours that I'm working. But I'll probably buy a good battery bank, a good one. I need a new one. The one I have now is 50-50. So yeah, so that's another thing I should probably go shopping for online with our friends at AliExpress. But what I'll do is actually check with Barclays. My favorite place, Barclays Computers in Majestic City. My favorite store. All right, anyway, we got to wrap up today. This is my story for today, guys. What do you think? Little adventure? Do you think that is a good idea? Comment below, let me know what you think. Let's see. So next week, we're going to do a little bit more cost of living, expenses, internet costs. Starlink is debuting. Yeah, Starlink is debuting, so we got to talk about that. What else is going on? Korea just completed its election, which is good. Whether it's going to change anything, who knows? Who knows? I want to thank you guys for joining me on this little adventure. If you enjoy what I'm doing, if you like what I'm doing, if you want to support the channel, you can in a couple of ways. And the first way is just by clicking like, by subscribing and commenting. If you comment, that goes a long way towards supporting the channel. And the reason why is because I am monetized. So if you watch a commercial, if you watch a video, if you watch and comment, it helps the channel grow, especially if you make a comment. Making a comment goes a long way towards the channel going in front of other people. So please click the like button, comment, support the channel. I really, truly appreciate that. The whole family does, okay? And if you really appreciate what I'm doing, click the link and buy me a coconut. That will go towards our charity of where we support local farmers, not corporations, where we go out and buy fruits and vegetables from the roadside stands, the roadside farmers, and help them in the community. Okay? I'm Sri Lankan semi-retired with mom and dad. I want to say thank you to everyone. Remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. And remember, we are not strangers. We are just friends who have not yet met. We'll see you all on the other side.